folks are individually just running their individual siloed careers, right? And I've seen countless folks who could have become the next SaaS sellers, who could have become the next sales managers, who could have become the next growth experts in their lives. And all of them missing out because they couldn't have the experts, the growth, the mentors they always had. And that is why we thought, let's bring the power of create, what we've been doing in the last 1.5 years, all of it in this career transformation to you. What is that power, right? At Curate, when we started, the assumption was very simple. Sales careers are amazing, yet the whole loop of guidance, the whole loop of actually taking sales professionals up is missing. And countless careers, right, are left short where they could have actually taken the next leap. And we took that to corporations, right? We said you have thousands of folks in your teams. You have sales sellers, you have growth experts, and all of them are functioning below capacity. They need that help, they need that nudge, they need that guidance, they need that structure, right? And today we are standing at a stage where 300 plus firms trust Curate for that. And beyond that, half of the folks that we ever worked with have come on board as advisors, investors, and much more beyond. Right? And that's the value that they've been able to sort of innovate. My bad, sorry guys. Slide. I had to let someone in. My bad, sorry. Right. So I was talking about, that 300 plus firms have actually enabled and actually taken us to the next level, right? And we have enabled thousands of sales professionals to take the next leap in their careers, and we are here on that journey now. What have we learned in this journey? The only thing that we've learned in this whole journey is those countless careers have been enabled by the right kind of sales experts, the right kind of sales mentors and coaches taking careers to the next level. Right? And let me just walk you through the super folks we have on the call today, on the Career Transformation Summit today with us. Right? So obviously we have some amazing builders, community builders. We have obviously Shravan, who comes with a wealth of experience in product and much more and beyond, right? He doesn't deserve an introduction, and I wouldn't try to give one, right? Then obviously there is Kamalika, there is Nilesh, Shraddha, right? All three of them super community builders in their own right. I see half of them, and I envy the kind of following, envy the kind of obviously cults they've actually built across their careers, right? And then we have some amazing industry leaders, right? We always talk about the value of experience, right? But true experience and true value comes to the next two folks on the Career Transformation Summit, right? We have Deepak and we have Abhinandan, right? Both of them have been mentors, guides all along in our journey. Abhinandan comes with a storied career across many firms, and he's taken sort of the next level of journey with us, right? And that's what he's really driven impact across corporations. And Deepak obviously is a mentor to so many startups, is a mentor to so many professionals. That is just astounding, right? And talking about, we've always said, and I said, salesmen are the best folks and the best sort of sellers, right? I'll come to my next favorite category, right? The sales heroes we have on the call, right? So we have Akhil, we have Varanya, we have Salil, right? All of them amazing sales sellers. I have the best of respect for sales sellers because they create the magic, the wizardry that nobody in the world can ever do. And then I'm very envious of the next two folks who started off early in their college journeys and actually taken the next leap, which is Ishan and Palak. We have some amazing folks there who have really sort of done their journey and actually sort of taken the next level leap in creating amazing careers, right? So that's the Career Transformation Summit. Let's jump into the next section in just a bit. It's on, right? On the right ones. This one. Which one? It's perfect. It's fine. Alright, it's good. Awesome guys, I'm back. Apologies, minor hitch in the middle, right? Super. So we have all the amazing folks, and this is the Career Transformation Summit, right? And I've talked about sales careers, how awesome they are, how cool experts and mentors should be when they guide their journey. We actually sort of have all of these folks now speaking about their learnings, their massive sort of insights in how guides, mentors, and others have really played that massive journey in their careers. We'll start with you, Shravan. Would love for you to talk about how your sort of journey has been, what you've learned about talking about mentors, right? And then obviously we'll sort of move on into the next like all of the amazing sort of mentors, amazing coaches we we have today on the Career Transformation Summit with us.
Awesome, Ajay. I think, first of all, I'm super honored to be in the company of such august people. I personally feel that this is something that we should definitely do, and it's a deeply underserved market, which we are essentially moving towards. But to talk about my journey, right? One of the things that I've essentially realized over whatever 28, 29 years I've been on earth is that most of my learning that has happened through conversations and conversations with great people, right? So any number of books, any number of things that you essentially do, but you're not able to develop that intrinsic motivation to add value to people's life. And sales is something that is extremely important on that front, right? How do you essentially know that what the customer wants, what the true need is, how can you empathize with the customer and do things on those lines, right? It also helps you kind of become a better person over time because it develops the art of empathy, compassion, that you do all of those things, right? And the final thing is that mentorship, why it is truly important. See, one of the things that I truly believe is that a mentor is kind of a relationship, that kind of wealth that stays with you throughout your life. Whatever amount of money you essentially make, or whatever amount of fame you essentially have, but the kind of relationship that you build over time is something that deeply affects you, affects the way you think about life, affects the way how you approach situations and things like that. And whatever little I have been able to do is primarily because of the fact that I had great people in my life, and I kind of want to give that back to them. So my journey, yes, pretty much dependent on the kind of people that and those influences are like tons of influences. So what I would essentially want to say right now is that this is something that is super beautiful, and we should definitely do this. And whatever value we're adding to people's lives, it is definitely going to go a long way. Yeah.
Super. What Shravan said, right, is an early indicator to all the magic that's going to unfold, right? So if you're not in the comment section, what's unfolding in the comment section is something really, really amazing, right? What's that magic that's unfolding? That magic is that all these creators, all these amazing wizards are not just here to talk. They're actually here to actually deliver some amazing value to your careers and transform your careers, right? So if you're not there in the comment section, you're missing out on the wizardry that Shravan will unravel for your career, or a Varanya will, or an Abhinandan will, right? And let's actually jump into the next sort of expert that we have, someone who's been an amazing community builder, Kamalika. I've always had the deepest of respect for her across her career, someone I hugely admire for her insights. Kamalika, over to you, right? Would love to hear from you as well on this.
Yeah, so I especially, and first of all, for a Sunday afternoon, I think the Josh is like super, super high, and that could only happen because there are so many great mentors on the same platform, right? But yes, you're right. So I've been like about 10 years now in the fintech space, and one thing that I've realized is that fintech can actually be it can be a little daunting as a career, even though it's super exciting. Like the last 10 years have just been like super, super crazy and amazing. But especially for a field like fintech, I really feel like when I joined in, I had mentors inside as well as outside the company who told me, you know what, the first starting place for you if you want to make a career in fintech is to go through regulations, is to understand what compliance is, and then you start building up on products over there. I think that is one very important thing, a pointer that kind of mentors told me early on in my career, and that's played a huge, huge role for me. And especially in such very technical areas, even if you're like you can be like a rock star salesperson, but without really understanding what the business does, what fintech means, it becomes slightly challenging. So that's where I think I'm super excited about what's going to come up on Curate as well, on the entire kind of things that we are collaborating on to bring out on the fintech side of things. And I just want to help people because it's not necessary that you need to always have a mentor in your current organization. I've had mentors from across, and they've been like from different industries as well, but they've given me so much of a different flavor that I think that's what's really helped me. And it just, like Shravan said, it's my way of paying it all forward. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely right, Kamalika. Fair point, right? The point that you mentioned, your mentors could be the ones who are on this call, right? You don't have to look further than this, right? In fact, some of our mentors, some of our coaches who we interact with today and who are deeply embedded in Curate's journey or in our personal journeys, but not even there 6 months ago, right? I didn't even know their names, right? That's how far removed we were from them, right? Right? And now, obviously, coming over to Deepak, right? Some amazing professionals that we have on this group. Deepak, you are, I think, the Yoda of them all, right? So, Yoda, over to you.
So,
what I would like to tell people is that no matter which career that you choose, you can't really survive without learning to sell and market yourself. Yes, sales and marketing is its own field, but whether you are a scientist or an engineer or whatever you do, unless you put your voice out there so that people can learn that you are the best, right? The best known will always beat the best, which means that I basically say that there are three stages to becoming wealthy. The first stage is to select a particular vocation where you can develop your skills so that that can be provided to people in exchange for money. So that is the first thing that you do. The second thing that you do is that just because you have great skills does not mean that people are going to come and seek you out. You also need to let people know and market and sell yourself that, hey, you are good at what you do. So imagine if there is a great doctor, but nobody knows that doctor exists, then what's the point of him having a great skill? So that is the second thing that you have to do. And the third thing that you have to do is that once you have made that money, then you need to learn how to invest it properly so that you don't lose the money that you have already made, right? So that's what motivates me a lot to teach personal branding, marketing, and sales to people. It's not just about marketing the products and services that you are trying to market. It's also about marketing yourself, telling a story, and doing stuff that gets people's attention towards yourself so that they can give you some time and space to listen to what you have to say. Yes.
Got it. Amazing, right? And people, I know that you highlighted at the very beginning of it. I think how you said that you market yourself better, right? But there are countless sort of marketing hacks as well as tools that you can go to, and all of them will be covered in obviously something in the Curate programs that all of these educators, all of the experts will be bringing together and covering, right? Yes. And that brings me to my perfect segue to obviously one of our amazing experts, or one of our amazing community builders, Shraddha. Would love to hear, right, obviously on the amazing stuff that you've done and how you're so excited about the Career Transformation Summit and the value that you're adding.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to help individuals, taking their career in. I mean, as Mr. Deepak already said it, that sales is the kind of skill that would require to everybody. Now, talking about professionals, whenever they are building personal brand or they are looking for freelance or business or jobs or leads, whatever it is, all in all, they have to learn the tools they are using for sales and the type of content they are actually throwing out in their brand, on their personal profiles as well on social media. So overall, what actually matters a lot is content and the type of tools they are using, because right now we all have tools because the tools are efficient, can save time, can save efforts. And especially I have been using Sales Navigator for more than 7 years. I can really talk on this and saying that I believe that Sales Navigator is the best tool for salespersons. Why? Because we have a lot of search filters and we don't really need to look on the profiles individually, selecting them, wasting a lot of time for that filters. Instead of that, on Sales Navigator, we just go, apply those filters and have the lead account sorted. So basically, you do the job for just one particular hour and you enjoy connecting with a lot of professionals, prospecting and lead generation happens. And then that's how you use sales tools. And the best part of Sales Navigator goes along, like you can add this with a CRM. So that's what I think is, career is just not about having a job or having a company running around it. Having a constant growth to it is also important. And that's all I call it, like that's how we summarize it. That's how I am going to add my knowledge to the courses that I'm creating with Curate, and I'm super excited on this journey. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And all the skills that we're talking about, all the sort of challenges and all the levers that you have to take yourself to the next level, right, are only as good if you get your right job, right? And who better than Abhinandan to speak about obviously how those levers actually help you grow on to the next level and actually take off in your career.
Thanks, Ajay. I think whether you're a salesperson inside sales, relationship-based sales, or you're on the beat selling consumer products, discipline beats talent every time. There is absolutely no exception to that. And while recruiting for sales, especially as a sales manager, it is very easy to get impressed by that one person who speaks well and looks cool and You would go out and hire this person, and then you realize that they're not really fit for the job. That's a lot of money wasted on either hiring wrong people or hiring people who just don't develop the skill that is required to sell well. And a lot of times it boils down to this. So a lot of the experts on this career transformation summit here today are talking about how you build that discipline by getting the right tools, by having the right skills, whether you're hard skills or soft skills. And to me, there are really three key questions you ask as a sales manager. Do I have the right people? How do I build the right culture, which is your operating model, your team's operating model, how to build the discipline in that and grow together. And finally, how will we achieve our goals? And that is what the course is going to be about, which is how do you set and achieve sales targets? So that's the crux of it.
Nice, amazing, right? Abhinandan, I think I love how lucidly you break across all the points, right? And coming to obviously how you develop your soft skills, right? Taking that to the next level, right? One of the core areas is soft skill, right? We have some of the best people here, and I listen to his one-on-one so amazingly. Is Nilesh, right? Nilesh, obviously, if you could speak to that, would be super amazing.
Silence in sales can be a very interesting soft skill to say, but let's wait for Nilesh.
Absolutely, I think while Nilesh joins in, I think we'll jump to our next expert. I think Palak would love to hear about your amazing journey of how you started up in college, and let's take it from there.
Definitely. I'm so sorry there have been some massive network issues, but hi everyone, I am Palak. I started out in college. I'm still in college actually. And whenever someone asks me what has been the journey, honestly, I was a very big introvert. During the pandemic, thought of opening an organization that would talk about taboos. That's what my organization is called, Break the Ice. We try to break the ice about important topics. That's what we do. Started out because I realized that there's no one who's doing this. So, there is some sort of an impact that we can create if we become successful. And honestly, from there, got access to a lot of mentors. For me personally, I never believed in mentorship because I thought, who would want to help me, right? Who would help me in every step, because I'll have so many questions. I'm a very curious person. But yeah, I got a lot of mentors on the way, and they just guided me in terms of where to get started, how to navigate, where to become more confident, where do you feel like the gaps are there which you could fill in. So yeah, that's been the journey, and just hoping to expand it more and more.
Amazing. Now that we have obviously Nilesh, is Nilesh back with us, right? We'd love to know if Nilesh is back with us. Nilesh, would love to hear about, how you think, your soft skills expertise has really sort of taken your career to the next level and taken the next. I think we have one salesman down, we have one salesman missing. Ishan, would love to hear about. I think your insights will be very similar to what Palak has had in her early career, in her early journey, right? And would love to hear your perspective on that as well.
Okay, so I started up in college itself at the age of 19, and I started teaching people at that time because I realized that when you are into that age group 18 to 21, 22, what happens is that everyone wants to do something that is great. Like no one will tell you that I do not want to succeed in my life or XYZ. What happens is that I feel that students of that age miss the right guidance. Like as Palak also mentioned that you can't find that mentorship. So that is what I realized, that the students, they are missing on to two very important questions, and one is how to start, and the second is where to start. So I think that is where the importance of short-term courses help us to understand what our interests are and what we want to pursue for the rest of our life. So that is how I started my own journey in the field of finance. I did a few courses, then I helped out other people, and this has been the continuous motivation with which I work. Just help people out with the right guidance, because this is what actually everyone needs more than anything else.
Awesome, right? Awesome. The fact that you mentioned, right, that I'm so sort of amazed when I see you and Palak, right, having created such amazing success early in your careers, right? And now coming to my favorite folks, right, the sales folks, right? Starting with Varanya. Varanya, would love to hear about your journey in SaaS and then take it from there.
Hi, thank you so much, Ajay. I think supremely pleased and grateful for this opportunity. And my younger self, probably 5 years ago, would be really, really happy. I don't think she saw this coming at all. Back in the day, I was not aware of what sales is. I assumed that my campus placement was just about customer success. The JD mentioned that you can talk to people. I got all excited. I cracked my interview and I got in. But had I known what SaaS is, had I really known what probably would be the challenges, what is that exact thing that I'll be doing inside of my job, it would have helped me in the first few months. I think I struggled big time the first few months of me starting up as an account executive or a BDR to start with. So I think that would have really helped me, and that's what my course will all be about. I think all salespeople can't really be mentors. The same way, all mentors can be good salespeople is what I believe in. So that's exactly what I would be focusing on. My course would be about the same, and I'm really excited to get it started. Thank you.
Awesome. And now coming to Salil, right? Salil and Akhil, two of my amazing sort of sales mentors, sales heroes on this call. Salil would love to hear it. How are you sort of really bringing that excitement to our amazing programs, to our amazing bundles, which we'll speak about in a bit? How are you bringing your power and your career expertise to that?
Absolutely. Firstly, thank you so much, Ajay, for this wonderful opportunity, and really blessed to be amongst this talented bunch, right? And I think Varanya rightly pointed out, right? I mean, to have a career in SaaS sales, right? It's a wonderful opportunity, right? Because when you look at the coming years, you look at 2030 as a benchmark year, right? 50 billion, that's the number which is projected for the SaaS industry, right? And when I, look around, right? I kind of understand that, okay, there are so many people who want to break into SaaS, right? Maybe they're doing certain other jobs. They are very good at sales, but they're not getting that opportunity, right? They're struggling, right? So my idea, my thought process was very simple, that how can I help them get into SaaS? Because I know for sure the potential of the industry is massive. What all hurdles they will be facing, sales is not easy, to be honest, right? There are a lot of ifs and buts. Definitely, you need a lot of motivation, to be in sales, right? So, how can I help them with that, right? And how can I guide them to their best of abilities, right? And it's also important for them to understand that, okay, this is not 100-meter race, and it's a marathon which is there, right? And at each marathon you need to take a break and have a self-assessment that, okay, am I doing this right, am I doing this wrong, right? So I think that is what I'm going to bring on the people. I'm really excited and happy to help folks break into SaaS, because I think that's what my motivation lies. That's when I feel, okay, if we can as a group collectively impact someone's life, someone's career, I think nothing greater than that. Yeah.
Super awesome, right? The fact that there is, I hear this whenever I hear this word, right? That this love for a sales career is amazing, right? Coming to our last sort of sales hero in the group, Akhil, would love for you to hear your thoughts. And you're one of the most active folks I see who passionately talks about partnership and sales. Would love your thoughts on that.
Absolutely, and thanks a lot, Ajay, for having me here. I'll start with a very quick anecdote, or probably a question to my audience. I'm sure you might have come across dozens of resources in and around sales all across the social media. But have you ever wondered, why do you end up ignoring most of these? Or maybe let me try rephrasing it. Haphazard resources scattered all across the internet, and then your conscience decides whom to trust, right? That's probably something that has been going on in the sales ecosystem for a very long time. So we are taking that guesswork away from you. Every single person that's there on this call, on this summit today, has wealth of knowledge and resources to share with you. It's, of course, take it or leave it, and probably I'll pass it on to Ajay to talk a lot about that. And I'm not even saying that this will make you the best salesperson on the face of this planet. I'm not saying that because I can't make tall assumptions. But at the very least, it gives you direction. It gives you direction to where you want to be, because always remember, I generally remember this Confucius' quote, that the man, who moves a mountain brings away by carrying small stones. So that's where I feel, we've, been at this particular journey. And let me ask you another very simple question. No need to write it, or probably you can just internalize it in your heart. Have you ever seen, engineers being recruited without engineering certifications? Have you ever seen doctors performing surgeries without a degree, or probably would you ever allow a doctor without the proper skills to with the ability to perform a surgery, or probably on someone whom you love the most? Then why isn't this particular same case with sales? You would never have engineers if it weren't for sales, right? You can build the best product in the market, absolutely amazing, but who's going to sell it for you? It's me, it's us, and it's you. We are the ones who are taking this first step, and I want you to support me and us. That's there in this journey. That's probably all that I would want to take it from this.
Amazing, right? Now that we have all these lessons, all these thoughts, right? We are making like three amazing bundles, right? So what we're doing is we are bringing all of these educators into groups. We are literally creating three groups of Avengers into three programs. One is obviously the SaaS sales program, the certification program, right? And then obviously the sales manager certification program. And the third is the growth expert certification program, right? Would love for all of you to speak to your audiences, right? All of the experts here would love for you to speak to your audiences. Obviously, they'll be getting real life lessons, competencies, placements across our 300 plus partners post this certification. And there is a running 30% discount till midnight today. But would love to speak for you to speak to your audiences about why these bundles, why these certification programs coming together of the Avengers on this call is sort of really going to take it to the next level.
So I'll start. I think what I predominantly feel is that this is a program which is not just going to teach you the skill sets of becoming a great salesperson, but rather how to excel in a professional world. I personally feel that the course that I specifically want to put forward will give you kind of glimpses of project management, time management, design, product, how do you do productivity better, and essentially scale as a better leader. So because you essentially don't just want to become a sales professional, you essentially want to go forward and lead a sales organization probably in the future, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. That's one thing that I'm pretty sure about. But overall, it's going to be super interesting for all of you folks who essentially join in. And the only request that I have once you join in is you give effort, we also will give equal amount of effort. And since it's a mutually symbiotic relationship, you'll get the same value out of it. Yeah.
Awesome. And if you want to really sort of sign up and register for it now, on all the live chats that you've joined in, whenever you're joining in, whenever you're listening it to your favorite creator, your favorite expert, your favorite mentor, in the chat sections, you can actually see the link skillschool.create.in. Would love for the other folks to also speak to their audiences, right? But why should they really sort of sign up and go ahead with this certification, right? What's the impact this is going to create in their career, right? Walk us through that.
So let me go next, and thanks Vijay for this. I think I'll be speaking on value-based selling, one of the most crucial aspects of how I have, been in the sales for the last 5 years of my life. I see that there has to be something tangible when you're speaking to a prospect in terms of selling something. And, whenever you're selling something, there are only two aspects of it. Either you can make money for the particular customer that you're speaking, or you can reduce the amount of money that is being spent. So which is where I felt, the value-based selling approach, which again creates a mutually beneficial strategy for both parties, would be making a lot more sense. I'll be speaking on that, and that's a little bit about, how I'll be taking it forward. I'll be more than happy to, dive a little deeper with folks that are there in my sessions. And I'll promise you that it'll be the worth of your time, for sure.
Awesome, Akhil. Would love for others to obviously speak to their audiences and, say how their unique flavor and how the, Avengers who are sort of bringing it is going to really sort of take it to the next level.
I think I'll go next, and just taking a segue from what Akhil mentioned, right, about value-based sales. How do you capture value? How do you measure value? That's something I think that's very critical, and that's where I will be coming in, because I'll be taking you through the entire the data part behind it. Like, what kind of data should you identify? How do you make sense of that data? How do you use that to translate into actions? Which is very important. I think sales people are like very action oriented, but they also can make use of a lot of numbers to kind of deliver better value. So that's where I'm going to be. That's the course that I'm designing. And yes.
Cool. I will go next.
Awesome. Please.
All right. So, sales is basically a bridge between the prospect's current state to their desired state. Everybody buys something so that they can achieve their desired state. And as a salesperson, if our focus is on trying to bring revenue for the company, and if we operate from that angle, it's never really going to work, because no matter what words you use, the customer is going to see through your intentions that, hey, you just want the sale. So as a salesperson, I think the real skill lies in having a genuine empathy for wanting to get the customer from where they are to where they want to go. And there is no bigger competitive advantage than actually caring for the customer. So in such case, pushing them for the sale, persuading them to sign up for it, should come from the angle of wanting the best for them, rather than trying to bring in the revenue to close the sale. Somehow it's more like you are starting the journey for the customer. The sale might be closed for the company that you are working for or what you are selling, but that's the starting point for the customer. And I think I will be diving deep into the psychology of that. Hey, how do you develop that empathy towards the customer? So that would be my major area of input.
Awesome. Varanya, one question for you, right? Would love for you to cover that, and the audience is bringing it up, right? How do you come back after a break in your career, say, right? How do you enable that? Would love for you to cover that, and how going for these certification programs really changes that trajectory for the folks who are on this call and otherwise as well.
Got it. I think answering it in two folds. One would be, let's say you're taking a break from some other profession and wanting to come into SaaS sales. You don't have enough experience in it, right? What will really help you build that foundation and show to the recruiters as well that you have enough experience would be these courses. And of course, half-baked knowledge is more dangerous than probably no knowledge. And that's the reason I think that the bundling is done for these courses, which will impact you understanding from the basics of SaaS to how exactly you should be selling effectively in SaaS. Like Akhil mentioned, value-based selling, there are multiple frameworks of selling as well, right? So once you understand these, you'll be able to position yourself better to the recruiters as well. So that's one. And second would be again, if you're entering into SaaS sales without any experience prior to this, either a break or not, you would need some sort of foundation, some sort of basics done to be able to again position yourself more in relevance to what the market needs at the moment, if that answers the question.
No, absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. Last call for any of our sort of folks to speak about all the sort of certification programs that we have and how they can create some amazing impact for amazing careers across industry.
Yeah. I can go next. So the way sales careers are seen, I have never really agreed with for some reason. A lot of times experience does something that you do if you can't really do anything else. People have said that about teaching, and they could not be more wrong. So what I do feel is that sales is an opportunity for you to become the next CEO. You start in sales, you do that well, you play that game long enough, you absolutely have every pathway available to you to be the next CEO of the company. In fact, I know very few CEOs who never really done any selling in their lives. And that and build that engine that delivers results over time. And that's what a lot of our experts are going to be adding in. So absolutely an important thing to note that sales careers can be absolutely fantastic long term.
Amazing. I think that's one of the most beautiful statements I've ever heard, right? That, sales folks are eventually, and this is a true statement, what, Abhinandan is saying. Most CXOs have essentially a background in sales and marketing essentially over time and nothing else, right? As CPO product managers are coming up next, where I can obviously see Shravan smiling, right? But obviously sales and marketing folks have always held the forte, right? When it comes to being leaders. So honestly, super glad. I've had a great time obviously bringing all of these folks together to the Career Transformation Summit. All of you all are superheroes in my eyes. And all these superheroes, right? Coming together, you've actually sort of signed up and created something amazing on skillschool.great.in, which is 3 amazing packages. Certification packages which will span live sessions, recorded sessions, real life applications, case studies and all, and bring them to the thousands, right? So they can really sort of take their careers to the next level, right? And that's all of these guys have signed up for, you should sign up for that as well. And I'm sort of super excited to bring their powers as Avengers to you and really sort of transform your career. Super great. And this was me and Team Curate and all of our amazing coaches with you on the Career Transformation Summit. Thanks a ton, guys. This was the Career Transformation Summit, and I had a bang and I had a pleasure bringing it on.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.